I'm DJ Lipper. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for coming down today in the face of such threats and intimidation. Just showing them we don't give a fuck, mate. Do your worst. I'd also like to thank the lads for coming down and putting on a little show for us. They don't realise it, but when every time they turn up, it just signal boosts our messages. Let women speak! 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 Hang on, I'm going to speak. I'll do it. Let women speak! Let women speak! Let women speak! I'm just going to show you. Let women speak! 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 Right, and one thing I've been thinking about is when you watch them, all of their slogans, everything they say, they're liars, they're mimics, they're parasitical behaviours. They don't make anything for themselves. Yesterday, the Lesbian Project met in London and they came out to protest them because apparently lesbians not liking dick is a hate crime now. And they came with a sign and it said, what did it say? A day without trans is like a day without sunshine. Now that was initially a sign that said a day without lesbians is like a day without sunshine. They're colonisers, they're appropriators. Think about all their chants they've got. What have they got? Who've they taken that off? TERFs go home! TERFs go home! They got that off the National Front, obviously. But I think the most famous one is trans rights and human rights. Now I don't know if you know this, but that comes from a speech given by Hillary Clinton at the 4th International Convention on Women's Rights in Beijing in 1995. Now, I googled it on the way over here and I had a look at the speech and it was so on point and it shows how far we've gone in 30 years. I thought I'd read it out for you all. Right, so here goes. Right, so this is when she was the First Lady. She was married to the President Bill Clinton. Here goes. I would like to thank Secretary General of the United Nations for inviting me to be part of the 4th World Congress on Women. This is truly a celebration. It is also a coming together. Our goals for the conference is to strengthen families and societies by empowering women to take greater control of their own destinies. It cannot be fully achieved unless all governments here and around the world accept their responsibility to protect and promote internationally recognised human rights. The international community has acknowledged that both women and men are entitled to a range of protections and personal freedoms, from the right to personal security to the right to determine freely the number and spacing of their children. No one should be forced to remain silent for fear of religious or political persecution, arrest, abuse or torture. Tragically, women are most often the ones whose human rights are violated. Even in the late 20th century, the rape of women continued to be used as an instrument of armed conflict. Women and children make up a large majority of the world's refugees. When women are excluded from the political process, they become even more vulnerable to abuse. I believe that it's time to break our silence. It is time to say here in Beijing and the world is here that it is no longer acceptable to discuss women's rights as separate from human rights. Where am I? These abuses have continued because for too long the history of women has been a history of silence. Even today there are those who are trying to silence our words. The voices of this conference must be heard loud and clear. It is a violation of human rights when babies are denied food or drowned or suffocated or their spines broken simply because they are girls. It is a violation of our human rights when women and girls are sold into slavery or prostitution. It is a violation of our human rights when women are doused with gasoline, set on fire and burned to death because their marriage dowries are deemed too small. It is a violation of human rights when individuals are raped from their own communities and when thousands of women are subjected to rape as a tactic of war. It is a violation of our human rights when a leading cause of death worldwide among women aged 14 to 44 is the violence they are subjected to in their own homes. It is a violation of human rights when women are denied the right to plan their own families, and that includes being forced to have abortions or being sterilised against their will. If there is one message that echoes from this conference, it is that human rights are women's rights, and women's rights are human rights. Let us not forget that among those rights are the right to speak freely and the right to be heard. Women must enjoy the right to participate fully in the social and political lives of their countries, and if we want freedom and democracy to thrive and endure. Let me be clear, freedom means the right to people to assemble, organise and debate openly. Yes. It means respecting the views of those who may disagree with the views of our governments. It means not taking citizens away from their loved ones and jailing them, mistreating them or denying them their freedoms or dignity because of peaceful expression of their ideas and opinions. Now is the time to act on behalf of women everywhere. If we take steps to better the lives of women, we will be taking bold steps to better the lives of children and families everywhere. As long as discrimination and inequality remain so commonplace around the world, as long as girls and women are valued less, fed less, overworked, underpaid, not schooled and subjected to violence in and out of our homes, the potential of the human family to create a peaceful, participatory world will not be realised. Let the conference to be our and the world's call to action. And let's heed the call so that we can create a world in which every woman is treated with respect and dignity, every boy and girl is loved and cared for equally, and every family has the hope of a strong and stable future. God blessings to you all, your work, and those who benefit for it. Yay!